and welcome to my home. This here is Wilson. We're going to be doing an ab workout today that is super effective for anyone at any level, okay? But I'm going to be including variations and modifications of the movements for people that have undergone any sort of lower abdominal trauma here, okay? So that might include a C-section, maybe you've just had a baby, maybe you've had a hernia in the past, maybe you still have a hernia. Any of those things and anyone else, it's very important for us to strengthen and build the core muscles here, because that's what's going to help us avoid further injury and also help us get back to our regular day-to-day activities, okay? So you don't need any equipment for this one. Just make sure you can see that screen. Follow along with me. Let's smash this. Okay guys, so our first exercise of this workout is a simple alternating reach and tuck, okay? Now if you can't reach out and extend at this point, don't worry. I just want you to slightly lift off the mat, the opposite arm to the opposite leg, working that core with your balance here, okay? All right, up next we have some stomach vacuums here, okay? So you're going to be using your breath, and on the way in, you're going to be breathing in and pulling that belly button deep in towards the spine, in towards the tailbone, holding and pausing for a second with that breath in before releasing and pushing back against that breath out, okay? All right, up next we have some tabletop alternating toe touches. If this is too difficult or painful for you to touch the toes right to the floor, I simply want you to slightly extend out each leg, alternating, okay? And as we build strength and get more comfortable with this movement, we'll aim towards touching that floor with the opposite toe every time. Okay, so here's another tabletop toe touch variation here, only we're touching out wide to the sides. And again, if this is too much for you, too painful to get your legs out and touch down to the side, I simply want you to widen those knees slightly, one by one, and then extend out in front of you just as far as is comfortable. Okay, so up next we have one of my favorite moves for the lower abs. It's a seated bicycle and leg lift here. So we're simply lifting that leg up as high as we can, and then with that alternating elbow, we're touching that elbow towards that knee, so we're twisting. So we're lifting the leg up straight, and then we're twisting the torso towards that knee every time, okay? Okay, so up next we have what I like to call the reclined bicycle, okay? So you're simply alternating the legs out, extending them as far as is comfortable for you, okay? So if you can't extend all the way without having some sort of pain, please only be in a range of motion that's comfortable for you, okay? I want you to focus on keeping that belly button sucked in towards the spine and that lower pelvic area just sucked in towards the tailbone as much as possible, keeping that tension in through the abs, okay? Okay, so staying in that reclined tabletop position, now we're widening the knees and then extending the legs out in front. And when we bring the legs back in, we're tucking in nice and tight, bringing those abs nice and tight every time, okay, getting that extra bit of a crunch. Now I only want you opening those legs and extending them out in front of you as far as is comfortable and safe for you to do so. Up next, we're lying flat on our back for some dead bugs. We want to control this movement, alternating the leg to the opposite arm, extending them out as far as is comfortable for us, okay? Now we want to focus on pulling that belly button in towards the spine and keeping that spine flush to the mat below you. So now we're working into the obliques and we're doing some heel to knee taps, okay? Now if this is too difficult of a motion for you at this point, just leave your shoulders and your head on the mat and reach towards that heel as much as we can, okay? That's still gonna work into that oblique muscle. Okay, so now we're on to the other side with the same exact exercise. Again, if this is too difficult for you, just leave the shoulders and the head on the mat and reach as far as you can towards that heel. Up next, we have a crunch up and touch behind, okay? Now we're keeping our legs in a tabletop position here. If this is too difficult for you, I simply want you to do a basic crunch, working towards touching those knees every time, okay? And with that crunch, I simply want you to focus on bringing your rib cage in towards your pelvis, okay? That's the type of crunch that we want in the abdominals. Up next, we have some tabletop knee wipers here, okay? Now, if this is too difficult for you, I want you to get in a position on your elbows and do the same motion, okay, with your feet on the floor. That's going to give you a lot more control. And if we want to make this a little bit more advanced, then we simply want to extend the legs out and continue the same motion from side to side. Okay guys, this is our last exercise of the workout and it's called a suitcase crunch. I want you to focus on collapsing your torso, just as the name says, like a suitcase, okay? Bringing that rib cage in towards the pelvis every single time, and that's going to help create that tension that's going to help build strength and get those abs that we're looking for, okay? So make sure that you're collapsing that torso together and bringing those elbows towards those knees every single time.